Bonjour, everybody. This is Tiggy Maximus with Tiggy Maximus Talks, episode 57 on YouTube. So I'm coming to you guys from Los Angeles, California, and I just got back from a very, very funny lineup at the Hollywood Roosevelt. Um, Show was produced by comic producer Josh Edelman. He usually puts on a great show. He has some jazz music tonight. I got to dress up tonight. I'm actually wearing a new shirt from Shin. Also had a new jacket too, so it looked pretty snazzy. Got some compliments. So I had to drive through this blizzard that's happening here in SoCal. Lots of rain. Um, It was kind of dangerous driving today, actually, driving up to Hollywood and driving from the comedy show at the Hollywood Roosevelt to the hotel. And I gotta admit, I haven't seen it this bad in Los Angeles from what I can remember. I remember it's pretty bad in San Diego, but here in Los Angeles, the rainstorms are pretty bad. A lot of flooding. Drive through floods. Not so great for your car unless you're pretty careful. But there's a lot of how do you call it, tidal waves coming through, driving through these rains, these floods here in Los Angeles. So hope all you guys are really safe out there. Let's get into it. Just wanted to do a quick review of the well-dressed comedy and jazz show. So the show started off with the Daniel Rodham Trio jazz band. Um, Pretty good performance, like how I last remembered. I even got to talk to Daniel Rodham himself after the show. Um, I just kind of ran into them in the lobby, and I guess everybody was kind of waiting to go home because it looks pretty bad outside in LA. So it's really cool getting to talk to Daniel Rodham. Um, Talked to him for a little bit. His jazz band is pretty good. Um, his performances is what I expect out of a jazz band, and they were on point tonight at the Hollywood Roosevelt. Um, so I give their performance a 9 out of 10. Um, I, I don't remember if they actually had played some jazz music in between comics. They may have, but I think the main part is they got to play their main pieces before the show started. So kind of nice to warm up the crowd. Um, First person to come up, of course, is your producer, host, comic, Josh Edelman. He had some great material tonight. Um, some of his jokes did pretty well, and some, or maybe half the crowd may have laughed. Um, a decent crowd reaction for his material. Um, I would say his um, his comedy tonight kind of warrants a for me a 7.8 out of 10. Um, Next up, a comedian I just met right before he went up, Matt Edgar. Um, I was told that this was the boyfriend of Rachel Wolfson, who was also on the show too. Got to talk to both Matt and Rachel at the before the show started, and with Matt, the guy is pretty hilarious, and he dressed up and he wore a cap like I did, because that's how we roll. With Matt Edgar, this is my first time actually seeing his stand-up tonight. So given that he was pretty funny, a lot of the jokes pretty hit with the crowd. Um, I would say with Matt Edgar, I would probably give him an 8.5 out of 10. I would imagine that he is a big hit at other comedy clubs, so um, I kind of felt that in this crowd tonight. And then after Matt went up, we have Rachel Wolfson. It was my first time seeing her, but I did like seeing her do comedy, stand-up comedy, but I actually did see her in the newest Jackass movie. Um so she was really nice to talk to. She actually asked what I thought about the movie. So that was pretty cool. I just kind of wish I would have had a picture with them, but I didn't want to take a picture with them right before the show started because I know they're probably focusing on their material. But given that my phone has been very finicky, and eventually I'm going to have to replace my phone at some point, especially before WrestleMania 39. Uh, but yeah, um, I'm probably in the process of transferring all my media from my phone to a external hard drive or my laptop. So I might have to say goodbye to this phone sooner or later. Um, so yeah, Rachel's stand-up, it got a little better as her set went on, but then it kind of died down just a little bit. So I want to say her performance, her comedy tonight was more of a 7.5 out of 10. So there were some laughs, and I believe there was a kind of a, you know, technical difficulties, malfunction happening within the Hollywood Roosevelt. Like the lights went out actually. Um, the lights first went out for I think Matt Edgar, and so the hotel actually has some power back on again. Um, Rachel Wolfson, I think she said that said that there was a lot of lights going on, so she didn't know which one was the light to let her know that she should start finishing up her set. Um, it wasn't like a 1 minute light where you have 1 minute to finish your set. I think it was like a couple minutes. So, um, but I guess if it wasn't 1 minute, they were pretty lax on that. So, but yeah, the person that was given the light actually, it turns out, um, her name is Bridget Sell. She's actually a comedian too, and I kind of got the sense that she was. Um, so who knows? Maybe at some point I might actually see her down the road. She was helping out with the show because there's actually no sound guy. So Josh Edelman was actually running back and forth from the sound booth and the stage. So um, and I figured Matt Edgar was a substitute, an alternate, because he wasn't originally listed on the poster, the marquee. There was two other names I think that were on there, but I don't think they performed tonight. So sometimes the lineup will subject to change. So, um, but yeah, Rachel, I do give her a 7.5. Next up was Nicole Amy Schreiber. Um, she's a writer, comic, and she was quite funny. And I actually ended up giving her 8.1 out of 10. And she asked this one couple in the front row how they met. I think the guy said that he met his wife or his date at a library, And I guess uh, Nicole had asked them if they still do like 69, and the guy said 68. And for everything that she asked of them, he always had a funny response. So she mentioned that he should probably come up there on stage and do comedy since his stuff was a lot funnier than what she had tonight. So, but yeah, I would say Nicole has some good crowd work. So 8.1 out of 10. Next up, we have Ray Lau. My first time actually seeing the guy. He's from Seattle. He has a great bit about how he produced a show in Seattle and it was double booked at this one venue. And the other party that was booked for the same venue was a vampire rave party. So he kept saying that, my mom's coming tonight to the show. You can't have like people being pulled on their dog collar and chain, spikes coming out of their outfit, saying that a lot of people that dress sexy, but they aren't actually sexy looking. So funny guy. He got funnier. He talked about how he always gets into arguments with either his roommate or brother. Talked about how his roommate was saying to him that white rice is actually not good for you because it's made with a lot of sugar. And then Ray Lau had to look on his phone that shows that there's 0.1 grams of sugar. And I guess his roommate kind of backed off on making such a declaration of a fact. But it's like not really a fact. And like, it's like, what was that whole thing about? Why did you make such a big deal about me not eating white rice? And then mentioned how brown rice is healthier, but then Ray was telling us everybody that um, that brown rice is actually not that much healthier than white rice because brown rice has all this chocolate spread all over, and everybody laughed. So I would say with Ray Lau, like I would give him an 8.4 out of 10. Funny guy. Um, got to talk to him for a little bit after the show. Um, so hopefully I'll see these people again pretty soon up here in LA or San Diego. Next up we have Adam Hunter, the guy I was here to see. Um, yep, he is pretty much the king of one-liners and comebacks. Um, did some crowd work. The crowd was laughing for most of his jokes. Some were a little edgy, but still funny nonetheless. I would probably give Adam Hunter an 8.8 out of 10. He's still the best comedian for the UFC fighters. So, which reminds me, I should probably tag him on also Twitter, MMA Roasted. Um, so I'll probably see him again in the near future. And then we have our headliner for tonight's Hollywood Roosevelt well-dressed jazz and comedy show, Asif Ali. My first time seeing the guy. He's been on a lot of shows, Comedy Central, Amazon. I think he was on New Girl with Zoe Desch Channel. Um, got to see him. He was actually behind me when I sat down, and he showed up later in the show. So I knew it was him, and he set up his camera right beside me to film his comedy stand up. So funny guy. I actually think that he was the funniest guy of the night, which is very fitting because he is the headliner. Um, he got a lot of people laughing. Crowd reaction was pretty great for him, and I would say that I would give Asif Ali a rating of 8.9 out of 10. So great lineup tonight, mostly. I always love going to Josh Edelman shows, especially when you get the chance to dress up. I even got to wear this nice Nice coat. Look at this. So cool, right? Goes well with this, right? Yeah. Really cool. Little get to wear a bright orange colored shirt with a gold jacket. Looking pretty good, right? Yeah. Wearing my Chargers cap. So I would say this has been a fun night, even though it rained a lot. So, anywho, tomorrow there's going to be an XFL um, football game going on, and there's some UFC action going on tomorrow. So I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. So um, look forward to that episode coming up. And then there's another comedy show late Saturday night at the Hollywood Comedy featuring Rachel D, one of my friends. Uh, so a lot more content, and then I'll be heading back to San Diego late Sunday night, and it's going to be a special event because there's another comedy show at the Good Bar hosted by the Paradox Comedy, um, which is run by Vanessa. And there's going to be some great comics performing that night, and it's also an open mic, and it is a farewell to comedian Um, Rafa Camargo, who is going to be heading to Austin, Texas after all these San Diego shows. So a lot of fun stuff coming. So stay tuned, guys. And thank you guys for watching these episodes. Remember to like and subscribe to these episodes and my channel. Also, I have a podcast on Spotify, same name, Tiggy Maximus Talks. Feel free to make some donations or also follow and like the episodes if you can. And any kind of questions you got for me, I can more than welcome to answer all of them if you have any questions. So get on both YouTube and Spotify. So guys, I'm gonna tell you guys good night. I'll talk to you guys later. And this is Tiggy Maximus signing off. And be safe out there. Have fun this weekend. And talk to you guys later. Booyah!